Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jared Pali's Fragrance Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at a fragrance from the house of Valentino. This is Valentino Uomo Noir Absolu. And this is a fragrance that I recently uncovered from a great buddy of mine. And was not overly crazy about this fragrance, where I actually rather like it. And he's an incredibly intelligent fragrance lover with a very, very good nose. And this just proves a point that you can have different people who know a lot about fragrances and are very intelligent and have a sophisticated nose, but they have different tastes and they like different things. And what's interesting about this fragrance is that it's apparently been discontinued for some unusual reason, because there seems to be a lot of people that really enjoy this fragrance. It's very classy, it's mature, and for me, with noir fragrances or dark fragrances, something like this is a little bit of a different subgenre of a noir fragrance versus something like a Tom Ford noir. This one is a little more powdery, a little more iris-like than something that Tom Ford would make. And the noir fragrance of this type, I'm 50-50 with. This is right at the point where it a little bit, if I overspray or if it was a little more potent, I would find this fragrance possibly obnoxious. But it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just it would start to actually bother my head. It would become too much. So this is, for me, a very well blended fragrance. But it would have to be, for me, I have to be careful on the trigger and apply very carefully. And many of the noir fragrances in the past that are similar to this, it's too overboard, it's too much. And sometimes there's an ingredient, like in some of the Bulgari dark fragrances, that many people like, and I don't necessarily dislike the scent of them, but I find them very obnoxious to my senses. So I'm just going to take the top off here. This is how it comes. There's just a top. Give it a spray. So initially I get this smoky sweet incense that's laced with cinnamon and iris, and this fragrance is very linear. It doesn't change too much from the initial spray. As it dries down, about an hour, 45 minutes, an hour later, the initial DNA stays, but maybe becomes a little bit more creamier and kind of a coconut vibe, but not a tropical vibe, just hints of coconut in there. Later on, it doesn't change that much from the dry down. It's very nice, but it's very linear. And you get the incense, you get like the smokiness, but it is not overdone. So this is something that is wearable. It's not overly potent. As advertised, the top notes are cinnamon and pepper, the mid notes are incense and olibanum, and the base notes are sandalwood. I rather suspect with this scent that there are more notes than what are being advertised, maybe two or three other ones. And I just want to quickly talk about the note of olibanum, which is in fact frankincense, which is part of the resin balsam family. And it gives this fragrance a very kind of fresh, green, spicy, balsamic, smoky, woody, and even a little touch of fruitiness. It adds to a fragrance. Overall, I got very great performance out of this. 8 hours, great scent wasp projection. I think it would be a great compliment getter. But I think that this is a fragrance that's going to react quite differently depending on the person's body chemistry. There's just some fragrance that inherently, when you read about it, you do your research, there's a very wide spectrum. There really is no golden middle, so to speak. But I think it's very well blended. It's not overdone, very wearable, and it's something that is a little bit, I could see people thinking a little bit heavenly, a little bit opulent, but I can also see the other end of the spectrum with my friend, how someone could not like it, because I know for me, noir fragrances are very touch and go, and this is what I really, really like. But if it was done just a little, it was just cranked up a little more in some of the notes, maybe the incense, or the spices, it would become too much to me, and I simply could not wear it because it would induce a headache. So if you like this video, hit the like button, the subscribe button, notification bell. If you have any comments, questions, or experiences with this fragrance, leave them down below and I'll always get back to you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.